Shalom, shalom. Okay, 9/1/2022. This is part 2 of Revelation 18 to 21. Babylon, the city, the great city. Give me a second. I want to check something out. Okay, thank you for your 10 minutes of your time. So you'll know that uh, America is the daughter of Babylon. Okay? In Germany, right? In Germany is the United Nations and the European Union, the Trilateral Commission, the Council of Foreign Relations. Um, that is where the headquarters is at. It's not the one in New York. Okay. Yes, New York is a prominent place, but it is not the meeting place. Why? It's logistically too far. And where is it too far from? It's too far from the Vatican. Okay? It's too far from the arm of the one who has the keys to bind and loose upon the earth. You have to know what happened in history when they had the Council of Worms, um, when they had the council at Trent. All of these happened in that area. Okay, and which they used to call the old world. Okay, which is just Europe, happened in Europe. These are the reigning kings and monarchs at the old that was there at the old time. This is the places that they met. They didn't come all the way over here to America to meet. No, they met in the most common place. After Germany was defeated, and you should know that the rivers have run dry and the rocks are crying out now that ominous warnings of famine is going to happen. This is off topic, but from the last famine that they had, the people wrote on rocks, engraved in rocks, and threw them in there and said, if and said that on the rocks it says, if you see this rock, you should start crying, and because famine is coming, the water table has dropped so low that famine is on its way. Okay. But back to what I was saying. The kings of the earth met at uh the Vatican. They would come and have what is the word? I just read it. Roman Curia. They would come and give an account to the Vatican of their diocese. You have to understand how the Vatican has its tentacles in everywhere, and it's part of the diocese that they have. You have an archbishop in these different places, and these archbishops have a lot of control. If you ever look at the big churches, they usually own the prominent spaces in the cities. They own one of the wealthiest, maybe the second wealthiest property in the city. Okay? And they have ties to the princes of the city. Who are the princes of the city? The princes of the city is your governors. All right? Those are the princes of the city. They have access to them. And they usually come down with sound solutions, or solutions that sound, and they give them influence, and they have influence within government, within what you hear principalities in high places. Okay, principalities is government organizations. That's what they have influence on. Okay, but these different organizations, Knights of Malta, the Shriners, that's kind of low level operation. Just these different religious organizations and college organizations who have influence on the principles and the principalities of different cities, okay? That's what you have to look at. So Babylon the Great is the Vatican. America is the daughter of Babylon, okay? That's what you have to understand. Once you have an understanding of how that hierarchy works, and in fact, I need to go ahead and just work on putting that together so you can see the different organizations that have influence over the nations in the world. Okay, they have influence over the nations in the world, so you can see how they operate, how it works out. Um, as they begin to re-evangelize the world, right? They will be pushing climate change, okay, secular ideas for modern times until the time where the pressures of the world, right, especially in the financial markets, when the merchants of the earth will go once again to the Vatican like they did in 2008 when they went to the Vatican and they the Pope declared that debt was insolvent, right? And they had a jet a debt I won't say a jubilee, but a debt cancellation. Okay, saying that interest rates will no longer be interest rates will no longer be uh, some interest, some usury will no longer be allowed to happen. Okay, when that happened, all the way up until now, they have been having a credit crisis. Okay, the cost of credit, the currency of this time. That currency is no longer tied to gold. It's tied to the people, especially here in the West. It's tied to the people. And in order for them to uh, change over to the new system is going to go from currency to energy. Your productive energy will now be the collateral. So they have to remove collateral. And who's the collateral? You are the collateral. Okay? So they have to remove that collateral so that their system can be solvent again and be whole for them to utilize the new system. But it will not work wholly. It will be partly weak and partly strong because you have the East who are forming a commodity based system. So they have to try to merge the commodity base with the energy base. Okay. And this is why you hear the phrases of you will own nothing and be happy. Because the new system will be a type of universal basic income where they can just credit you your income based off of your compliance in their energy based system, and it will have a foundation of commodity backing so that the people can feel some type of, not that so that the people, but so that the merchants can feel like they have some type of interest that they can uh, capitalize on, and that they can recoup in case the liability is not uh, taken care of. Okay, if they liability becomes a default. So that is the system that we're transitioning into now, and it will be partly weak and partly strong. Okay, so be mindful of what contracts you sign up to, and make sure you have an understanding of what those contracts are, so that you don't uh, become a slave to the new system, giving them your energy. I'll see you on the next video. I hope that gives you a little bit more clarification. Like, comment, subscribe, send your questions. But more importantly, this life here is nothing but play and fodder. We are looking for the life to come or the age to come. Shalom.